For thousands of years, the earth has kept secrets buried beneath layers of soil, stone, and time. Secrets that challenge our understanding of who we are, where we came from, and how far back our story truly goes. Deep in the barren lands of southeastern Turkey, on a windswept hill overlooking a forgotten plain, lies a place that should not exist. A place that rewrites the timeline of human civilization. Its name is Göbeklitepe. At first glance, it might seem like just another archaeological site, pillars rising from the dust, stone circles worn by time. But these stones carry whispers of an ancient knowledge one that predates the pyramids by over 7 millennia. Göbeklitepe is estimated to be more than 12,000 years old. Built at a time when humans were still considered primitive hunter-gatherers. According to everything we thought we knew, such a place simply shouldn't have been possible. The discovery happened by chance in the 1990s. A local farmer, ploughing his field, struck something hard beneath the earth. At first, he thought it was just a rock. But what lay beneath would soon stun the archaeological world. Excavations revealed massive T-shaped limestone pillars, some weighing up to 20 tons, arranged in intricate circles. These were not random stones. They were carved, positioned, and aligned with purpose. And they were far older than any other monumental structure ever found. Carbon dating revealed a date so ancient that some researchers refused to believe it at first. Around 9600 BC, this was thousands of years before the invention of the wheel. Thousands of years before the first cities. Thousands of years before humanity was thought to have the ability to build anything of this scale. Yet here stood Göbeklitepe, fully formed, complex and deliberate. The pillars are covered with carvings: foxes, scorpions, birds, snakes, boars, vultures. Each animal seems to hold symbolic meaning. The carvings are precise and stylized, unlike anything else from that era. Some researchers believe the animal reliefs are not merely decorative. They might represent constellations or celestial events, a star map frozen in stone. If true, this would mean the builders of Göbeklitepe possessed advanced astronomical knowledge long before recorded history. The site's arrangement is equally mysterious. The pillars are set in circular enclosures, with 2 massive central pillars dominating each circle. These central pillars are often interpreted as human-like figures, their arms and hands carved along the sides. Their bodies abstract but unmistakably anthropomorphic. Were these depictions of gods, ancestors, or beings from somewhere beyond? Perhaps the most astonishing aspect is the construction itself. How did people of the Stone Age, without metal tools or beasts of burden, quarry, carve, transport, and erect stones weighing tons? There are no nearby quarries large enough to explain how the stones were moved. There are no traces of wheeled vehicles. And yet, the builders achieved architectural precision that rivals structures built thousands of years later. Some scholars argue that Göbeklitepe is evidence that civilization began earlier than we ever thought. That perhaps agriculture, cities, and organized religion followed monumental construction, not the other way around. But others see something more enigmatic. They wonder whether Göbeklitepe represents a legacy, a memory, or perhaps oft. When the night falls over Göbeklitepe, the stars emerge in breathtaking clarity. In 2017, researchers proposed that the pillars' arrangement might reflect the positions of stars and constellations. Visible around Tensi, some alignment of Sagittarius, the very region of the sky where the center of our Milky Way galaxy lies. Was this alignment intentional? If so, how did these ancient builders know about celestial positions with such accuracy? Around the world, ancient cultures have aligned their monuments to the heavens. The pyramids of Giza align with Orion's belt. Stonehenge aligns with solstices. The Nazca lines stretch toward astronomical markers. Could Göbeklitepe be the first chapter in this long, human or perhaps not purely human tradition? Ancient astronaut theorists have long speculated that humanity's sudden leaps in knowledge might be connected to encounters with advanced visitors beings. Not of this earth. They point to Göbeklitepe as one of the strongest pieces of circumstantial evidence. A fully developed architectural, astronomical, and symbolic site appearing seemingly out of nowhere at a time when humans were supposedly still nomadic. To them, Göbeklitepe might not be humanity's first temple, but a message, a beacon, a memory of contact. They suggest that the central pillars, towering over the enclosures, might represent these sky beings, their elongated forms. Abstract faces and carved arms evoke images found in later myths gods descending from the heavens, imparting knowledge, then disappearing. In Mesopotamian mythology, tales speak of the Anunnaki divine beings who came from the sky. In Egypt, gods descended from the stars to teach writing and agriculture. In Mesoamerica, serpents brought wisdom. These myths, scattered across continents, share a haunting similarity. Could they all trace back to a common origin, a real event lost in the mists of deep time? Göbeklitepe may hold clues. Some carvings depict what looks like a comet impact. In 2017, a study suggested that certain symbols could correspond to the position of stars during the Younger Dryas period, a sudden cooling event around 10,800 BC, possibly triggered by a massive comet strike. Was Göbeklitepe built as a cosmic observatory to record this event? Or was it built in response to something the builders had witnessed in the sky? And then, the greatest mystery of all, Göbeklitepe was deliberately buried around 8000 BC. The enclosures were filled in with rubble, soil, and debris. Not destroyed, not forgotten, buried carefully, almost respectfully. Vi har all buried it. And why? Was it to preserve it? To hide it? Or to mark the end of an age whose knowledge was no longer meant for the world? This intentional burial preserved Göbeklitepe almost perfectly for millennia. When it was finally unearthed, it emerged like a time capsule, its stones whispering across 12,000 years. But the burial raises more questions than it answers. What culture decides to entomb such a masterpiece? Mainstream archaeologists interpret Göbeklitepe as evidence of early religious activity, a sanctuary where hunter-gatherers gathered for rituals, feasts, perhaps even the dawn of organized religion. They argue that building such a monumental site could have sparked the shift toward agriculture and permanent settlements. In their view, Göbeklitepe is a human achievement, nothing more, nothing less. But even among scientists, there is an admission: we do not fully understand it. We don't know who built it, why they built it, or how they accomplished it with Stone Age technology. The site stands alone, no villages, no houses, no graves. It seems to exist purely as a place of gathering, of ceremony, or perhaps communication. If Göbeklitepe was a message, who was it for? Some believe it was for the gods. Others believe it was for future generations, for us. A stone library carved with symbols meant to endure long after its creators were gone. Perhaps it was meant to remind us of a time when the sky was alive with signs and visitors. Or perhaps it was meant to warn. As we gaze at the stars today, with telescopes peering into the depths of the galaxy, we search for signs of intelligent life beyond Earth. But what if those signs are already here, carved in stone, waiting for us to notice? Göbeklitepe stands like a riddle, daring us to ask questions our ancestors may have once known the answers to. Was Göbeklitepe a temple to the stars? A memory of a cosmic encounter? A human masterpiece born from genius we have underestimated? Or all of the above? The wind still blows over the hill where Göbeklitepe stands. The stones, silent yet powerful, look out over the horizon as they have for 12 millennia. They have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the birth of cities, the flicker of countless stars overhead. They keep their secrets well. But as our understanding grows, as science advances and old myths are re-examined, the line between history and legend becomes blurred. Göbeklitepe sits at that liner monument that refuses to fit neatly into our narratives. Perhaps the truth of Göbeklitepe is not meant to be fully known. Perhaps it is meant to inspire questions, not answers. Perhaps, in its silence, it speaks to us in the only language that endures: stone, stars, and mystery. As you stand before those ancient pillars, you feel it. The weight of time, the echo of forgotten stories. The sense that you are not just looking at the past, but at a message written for the future. A message carved 12,000 years ago, waiting for us to listen.